你们好. So your Chinese lesson for today is if you want to say hello to more than one person, you don't say 你好, you say 你们好. The 们 makes things plural. So 我们 means us, 他们 means them, and 你们 means you guys. So if you want to say hello to more than one person, don't say 你好, say 你们好. Okay, so culture lesson for today. I won't go ahead and read this, but just this one I was reading this morning talks about like the physical differences between China and the U.S. So in China, they're not so fond of shaking hands. It's kind of a new thing. And hugging and kissing like friends or like the French, they kiss each other on the cheek, or really any European friends you have, you might have noticed that, they kiss your cheeks. But China, you don't hug people, you don't go up and shake people's hands. It's a relatively new thing to them, and they're kind of awkward about it. If you have like a really good friend in China, like you can kind of sometimes get away with giving them a hug, but it's kind of awkward. Whereas on the other hand, like their personal space differences, like if you're on the subway, they'll be all crammed in there. If you're walking on the street, people bump into you. If you're standing in a line, like people are right like next to you on your back, because nobody wants to leave a gap in a line because somebody could sneak in there. So as far as like personal space boundaries like that, it's different, but hugging, kissing, shaking hands, it's really awkward for people. They just don't do it very much. So, yeah, that's the differences in China, and it can kind of sometimes confuse people because you'll get like a handshake that kind of feels like a dead fish, the dead fish handshake when you shake someone in China's hand. They're just not used to it. If they greet people, they'll sometimes, touch each other on the hand. Another difference is you'll see girls walking down the street and they'll be holding hands. And it's very common for women to hold hands, and like two friends who are girls to hold hands. That's very common, and it looks kind of strange to us because, like teenage girls just don't walk down the street holding hands, but they do in China. And older women will they'll have their arm through the other and they'll walk down the street like that, and that's very common. So a little bit of cultural differences there for you. Okay, 再见，你们再见。